All right, guys, it is summertime and it's time to take the tracks off our Can-Am Defender. Now, these are our Four Seasons Camso 4S1 UTV Track System. The first step is to clean these bad boys. So we've been using these in the dirt, in the mud, in the grime, so we add some soap to be able to get these nice and clean. You want to make sure you spray both sides of the tracks, all the rubber and everything. Be careful that you don't spray directly into where the bearings are and so forth, but get them nice and clean so that way when they are sitting all summer, they aren't just rotting with dirt and dust. Once you're done cleaning it, it's now the time to remove the track. So the first step is, you can see here, we have a 17mm bolt and a 15mm nut. So you basically are going to be removing this. You can remove the bracket and take all the bolts off. You also can remove the steering limiter strap to be able to make it easier. This is the easiest part. It's not that difficult. And you just wiggle it off to get it off. Just take your time. It's usually, like I said, recommended if you have two people. It makes it a lot easier. Once the bolts and the nuts are removed, I actually go ahead and reattach it to the track system. That way you don't lose them and you're not wondering what you did with this bracket. It makes it a lot easier. So I reassemble it. Super simple. So just make sure that you either take a picture or you remember where everything was so that you don't get confused, because even though this is on our Can-Am Defender, they are different depending on what machine you have, but they are pretty similar. The next step is to remove the lug nuts. Make sure you get the right lug nuts. They are not the silver ones. They are right here. They have the black ones. So the ones that are on the outside of that, you want to make sure you get the right ones that are actually attached to the machine versus just attached to the big gear wheel right there. The other thing you got to do, a lot of times you can't get them all the way because you can't get a wrench in there, so you just put the machine in neutral and then you rotate the track and then take the other lug nuts off. These are the Tusk Terabyte and they are a 10-play tire. They're actually 32-inch tall tires that we are putting on our Can-Am Defender Max Limited. And so these are brand new. We're excited to try them out. We've had the megabytes in the past, so we're trying out the terabytes now. And so we'll see how it goes. Now we're going to lift the rear up. One thing I failed to mention is I actually recommend blocking the machine. You'll see here in a bit I'll actually run to the front and block the front tires. That way it doesn't roll or move around. So the rear track is a little bit more complicated. Basically you have a nut that slides all the way through where it attaches to the lower A-arm here. You want to make sure you get that loosened up. I typically prefer to use hand tools because it's a little bit of an awkward angle in there instead of using a power tool. So you get that all loose, and then you can see here it's a 15mm and a 17mm. So the head of the bolt is 17mm and the nut is 15. So once these are done, sometimes you have to take, the spring here. Sometimes you have to take it apart to be able to get that bracket off So I usually take everything out to be able to then easily get it off. You'll need to slide the bolts out of the bracket and then put them back in so that this axle and the brake system actually will attach back to the lower A-arm. And then that's it. So then you install the tires, you do both sides. We only showed this one side just because we didn't want this video to be super long. Like I said, it's not super complicated. There are installation instructions online that you can check out from Camso. I'll put that a link in the description. You can go look at that. One question we get all the time is, how do I store my tracks? This is how they are shipped, and this is how they are stored. That way the oil just stays in the bearings. So you just put them down like this. We have the bottom ones there and the top ones there. So this is how you store them. We put them on a pallet to keep them off of the ground. Typically I like these to be a little bit cleaner than they are. I'll probably spray them off here in a bit. This is just one of my uncle's rigs that I was helping change his tracks out. So thank you for watching, guys, and if you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments below, and we'll see you guys out on the trail.